Wow, wow, hello, 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 hello. Yeah, I'ma leave all that in there. I like that. That's my new ad lib.
All right, welcome to another episode of Anything Goes. How y'all doing
Anything
tonight?
goes.
What up? What
How
up? What
y'all
up?
doing tonight?
What's
So,
up? Yeah.
Look who
sorry,
came
y'all.
along.
No, you've been missing for about 15 weeks.
Yep. I gotta come for somebody. My
Mm-mm.
15 weeks add up to one day that you're late.
So,
Been 10 minutes.
last episode
10
we
minutes
talked
late.
about, being in the poly relationship or whatever. And
Right.
we do have a special guest tonight that is with us and wants to explain in detail, not too much. So I guess we'll get started with that. So let me introduce our
Hello.
special guest. I don't want to say your name wrong. It's Deshaun, right?
Yes.
What's going on, brother?
How you doing? Nice to meet you.
What up? What up?
Hi, Deshaun. You have a
Hello,
nickname?
everyone. Yeah, Suge.
True.
Suge.
Good.
Like
Okay.
like Suge Knight.
Right. You a
Yeah.
bully?
Sometimes.
All right, so I guess we're gonna start, as to how this came along. We can start with that
Introduce
first.
yourself. I mean,
Well, my name is Daisha. Everyone calls me Suge. I do a lot of different things, but we'll get into that later. As far as the poly relationship is concerned, I did it terribly originally. I'm gonna just say that up front. I started by cheating, which is where 90% of people start. I started by cheating first. I had a very wonderful, like, main girlfriend who was like the mother of my children and all that. She's very awesome. But at the time, I was just fucking up. So I've never been the guy that understood why you can only love one person. It never made sense to me because in your life, you find more than one love, but you love people different or in different ways. So it never made sense to me, like, why can you only love one person? But long story short about the cheating thing, I don't really want to get into that. We both it was kind of left with an ultimatum. We either try this path of polyamory and see how it goes, or we just decide to separate. We decided to stay together, try it out. A lot of different girls didn't work. Now I'm gonna say a lot. It makes it sound like we were just anything going, but nah. The females we originally chose didn't work, and we found someone that did. And a lot of people think that being poly means just a guy having two girls. That's not really it. It's the freedom to love without boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Like, not every poly relationship is sexual in nature. Not every poly relationship is boyfriend girlfriend. It's really just the ability to say, I can have this sort of connection or this sort of relationship with this person and it not disrupt or corrupt any other relationship that I have. So, yeah, just want to give you a little idea of what being poly is.
Is it you and your lady against the world, or is it
It,
you against the world?
it's me and my ladies against the world.
Bet. Okay.
Yeah. But, I mean, still, we're not against the world because we're a part of it. It's more or less just we seek the happiness and positivity in people. You know what I'm saying? So we seek the happiness and positivity in everything that we go. So it's not really us against the world. It's just us. We're just having fun living life. You know, We care about each other deeply. We love each other deeply. We may beef and argue and fuss and fight as any couple, group, tribe, village, tribe, whatever term you want to use would. But, you know, we know that we care about each other the same way a man and a wife would. It's just it's 3 people instead of 2.
Do you personally think this lifestyle will last a lifetime?
Yes.
Okay.
If done, have children, grandchildren, all, yeah, hell yeah. I think honestly, it's the more natural way of doing things. We are the only species that practices forced monogamy. Monogamy is not only like an ideal that we adhere to scientifically, it's a legal thing. Legally, you can only marry one person. Monogamy is forced upon the human. We're the only creature that does that. Polygamy and polyamory, well, polygamy, I'm going to say polyamory, I don't know, I can't really dictate love or not. But polygamy is all throughout the animal kingdom. That's their way of survival.
That's true.
That part.
They don't have just one mate.
But they switch their mate as their lives go on. Just as one plant dies, they plant the soil for the next to grow upward when their season is over. So, do you relate that to you as an animal? Would you, that kind of sticks between both. Not all animals is, but majority, as I agree with you. But as far as like how you would relate yourself in totality to that, and as a contradiction to what you're saying, just heating it up a little bit, like lions, their misses, if they were to pass away, they go and find and hunt others to create and reproduce and, you know, etc. But for that lifetime, that seasonal lifetime, you could have, we wake up and could go on many paths. Each path is a journey and a life. But we dead each one of those to live one per day, or how many ever things that you may go through in your day is also a choice of life. So as far as like the lion, once his wife is, or say she passed, that's when he hunt for more. That's one one wife per season, if you want to say per life. But he still practiced monogamy before he practiced polygamy. So how do you relate that to you? Was that the season that was over for your monogamous life before y'all made that decision?
First, I asked, do you really believe that lions practice monogamy?
I mean, I think so to an extent, because when it
okay, I want to ask you this question.
When it comes to the lady and they're fighting, the woman will get under the man's throat because that's how they would attack them. You don't see several wolves protecting one wolf when it's time to battle. That's life or death.
Y'all be watching Nature Planet too much, bro.
Animal Planet, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, Boreal, that was just a question for you. How you related that as a trigger? That was pretty.
I'm sorry, I'm coughing. This weed is really good. In a lion pride, there's normally only one male that rules their pride amongst a large amount of females, and he procreates with all of those females. There may be a female lioness queen, so to speak, but he procreates with all females in this tribe.
Can I ask a question right fast since you just said that?
Of course.
So you just said there's one lion. So that means in Lion King, was what's her name really Simba's sister?
Yeah. Yeah.
I got to go, y'all. Y'all have a good night. I got to go.
It gets tricky though, because he practiced that monogamous before you make someone your queen, you don't just spend a day with them to know that's your one and only. You spend a certain amount of time, whether it's 3 months or 3 years. 3 months could feel like 3 years when it comes to loving somebody. You know what I'm saying? So Is it a seasonal life or is it like?
That's the thing. The most arts, you want to go the kingdom route, right? Like I'll give you this. The most powerful empires in the world were not just based in one land. They branched out and grabbed everywhere they could. They had they had different queens and other fiefdoms that they had. See, we as Americans, not just human in general, because a lot of other countries already practice polygamy in some form or fashion, even some legally. But we as Americans are taught that this is the Christian way. This is the good old fashioned God fearing way. You're only supposed to have one. But if you read the Bible in the Old and New Testaments, there are multiple times where even God's closest companions, some of his apostles, had multiple wives and concubines. Now, if you know what a concubine is, but those
know what those are.
A concubine is a woman designated specifically for sex, given to the husband while he's married to his wife. So she handles all the dirty, freaky, nasty shit that the wife just don't want to do. She ain't in the butt play. She don't want to, swallow any piss or, all the freaky shit. Concubine is for that. Polygamy has been a thing that's been a part of human history since the beginning of time. You've just been taught that we shouldn't do it because it's wrong. You can only love one person. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. We just equate giving our bodies to love. That's what it is. When people think of like you can only love one person, that means you can only fuck one person for the rest of your life, which also is not true. But it's not just giving your body or giving your sexual touch or your feelings and all. It's really just how can I put it? It's really just opening yourself to connecting with people in different ways. Once you take the sex out of it, once you take the titles, it's just experiencing new people and building bonds and connections in different ways. That's really all polyamory is.
KT, Nene.
So, thank you for sharing that with us. I think more people in the world needed to know more insight on, how it goes and how it works.
No problem.
And I was gonna say, for me, when you was explaining all that, it's almost like what we call friends with benefits, basically. But there's like no strings attached, if that makes sense. That's our reference to it.
That's a good way. You understand that your bond with that person is the bond with that person. You don't worry about what the bond with the next person is. Yeah. In short, enjoy the time you have with them and mind your business.
So Suge, quick question then. So this lifestyle, is this more so something that you force into your friends, or is just more so something you just, let them make that decision amongst themselves?
Let them. I don't preach to no choirs about it. I'm not gonna see you waving no sign. Be poly. It's the only way. None of that. If it's something you think that you should want to try it out. If it's not for you, it's not for you, and that's understandable. Never try to put yourself in something that you're not comfortable with, because you'll never be able to fully enjoy yourself.
I feel you on that.
So I don't want to go into depth. I just want to know, like, how was it for you and your girl to like, you know, like how did you ask your girl, like how did she feel about it?
I mean, she's my girl. Always been bi. Like before we even thought about having like a threesome, so she was always cool with it. Again, I just did it wrong. But when we got it right, loves girlfriends. They're not just girlfriends. Like they're the best of friends. They all types of stuff because they have like so much fun. And because our dynamic is open, which was actually my girlfriend's decision, she wanted to open it up, which is fair because I can't, as a man, be like, give me two girls, and she can't say, well, can I go out and meet guys or go on dates if I choose to? Yeah, of course you can.
So both of you guys are open. Okay. And a lot of times we're adjusted as women to think it's just women out ratio with men than man. That was a good question. Because I was going to ask that too. Is it freedom on both ends or is that a double standard? With understanding.
Oh, no, it's freedom on all ends. All three of us. Yeah, all three of us can date outside of the relationship. You know, we talk about it. Yeah, so it's one of those situations of, you know.
Thanks, Jamal.
That boy in the helicopter.
Jamal!
I had a good question. I sound crazy on my end or what?
Very.
Yes. All right, cool. I'm gonna mute it back.
Good Lord, look how he in from outer space. Damn.
That boy cutting grass or something.
Yeah.
Jamal, put your
I'll make this shit sound like this.
Jamal, put your question in the chat and we can go from there if you can. But okay, so y'all have this agreement of that y'all can go out to other people. Do you invite those people in as well, or they do their own separate little thing?
We keep those separate, but we explain to them that we're in a relationship. But we prefer to keep those. That's just like for our own personal situations.
Okay.
You know,
what is the no? If you had to choose between all rules, what is an ultimate no with every situation, regardless of what's going on? What is an agreement with the ultimate no between you and your two ladies? What is something that all of y'all agree to is like, we can do everything, but look,
no family and friends.
That's respectable.
Yeah. Okay. I'm with you.
Yeah.
No family and friends. Like that's really the biggest thing. I mean, no enemies too, but that I was saying.
What about like number limit? So let's say you meet a young lady and she already got like 4 partners. Is that like a no-go, or you just welcome it as is?
I mean, I don't really think there's a number limit. It's just what do you have the energy to deal with that?
I don't.
So
I don't.
That's the thing about what you can handle. You know, just because you have the opportunity to eat 100 cookies, don't mean that you should eat 100 cookies. Eat 5, you'll be all right.
Hey Chelsea, write that down. He gave us a line. Write that down.
Yeah,
Exactly. That was good. I like that.
Okay, I'm gonna ask some. Hopefully, what I'm saying don't come off disrespectful. I'm trying to learn how to filter my words because I try to be a little bit more raw with things. But you said that y'all the limit is like no friends or something like that, right?
No family, no friends, no enemies.
Right. Right. No friends, no family, no enemies. But didn't you say that she was the other girl was her best friend?
They became best friends in the relationship. They didn't know each other before that.
Okay, because I was like, I heard the opposite. I was a little confused when you said it. And so, with that being said,
best friend
go ahead.
In the relationship.
Okay. So with that being said, so you said that you went about it the wrong way when it came to you was cheating first. That's how y'all came to this whole agreement. So if this was your girl, did y'all not talk about like things y'all liked and what she was into before y'all became?
I mean, we've been together almost 10 years. When I met her, I was fresh out of jail after a nice amount of time behind them walls. I wasn't really in the mental state to be open and honest about, you know what I'm saying, me wanting to and me not really tripping about you fucking with other people because I was a whole different nigga back then, to be real with you. Now that I'm 30, I take the knowledge of my mistakes, get that knowledge to the next person. Like, this is what you don't want to do, this is what I did. If I had the mindset now, back then, yeah, I'd have talked to her. I'd have talked to her up front, especially because by that time we had already had threesomes. I'd have just explained it to her.
No, I didn't mean it as far as about like doing the threesome part. It's just like, you know, if you got with her, you already knew she was bi when you got with her, right?
Not really. That kind of just happened.
Oh, okay.
Like, kind of just happened, but even still, I wasn't thinking. I wasn't at that age. I was like 20, 21. Yeah, I wasn't thinking that I was gonna be able to convince no female to be like that. I'm gonna be real with you. I was not thinking that I was not thinking I was gonna be the way. I knew that's what I wanted. I knew, but I thought I had to be a rich nigga to do it.
Okay.
No, you don't. Just gotta be a real one.
That though.
So check me out.
Mainly seen in like media scenes versus reality.
Yeah. So check me out, Deshaun. I had my question from earlier before my background sounded all crazy. Was
you was a space for me.
Stop with your shit already, bro. But nonetheless, bro, I was wondering, bro. Y'all stated that y'all each have like multiple partners, like pretty much it's an open relationship, but yet it still is y'all three. At the end of the day, is y'all.
Yeah.
Feel me? So how do y'all go about like I guess protection and everything? Because you feel me? Like how would you go about protection? Because I'm sure if it's your main ladies, it's no rubbers. So what it is?
STD test regularly.
You said what, bro?
STD tests, we get those regularly. If we plan to have sex, we will at least discuss it with our partners to let them know that there's a possibility, and we all know to use protection in those moments. Yeah, it's never going to be a slip up. We all have that discussion to the point where we don't have to have.
Okay.
Yeah.
How regular are we talking as far as checkups? If you don't mind me asking, bro.
Every 3 to 6 months as needed, but we keep it in that 3 to 6 month range.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, we try to keep it as possible, especially in 2020, because she's one of them's essential worker, the main one. So on top of that, we have to continue getting COVID, so we just stay up on all of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For now.
So, not to sound ignorant or anything though, but do it feel like you managing a football team at any point, or it just seemed like just second nature?
All right. So funny thing about that statement, I am actually a manager. I manage rappers, comedians, actors, stuff like that. So I'm used to having to manage multiple people's lives at one time.
True that.
No, it's not up to me. I'm gonna tell you what really is tough, though. I'm gonna tell you what really is tough. Dealing with the level of transparency you have to have. You have to be very secure in who you are to be a part of this lifestyle. You have to know that no matter what is yours is always going to be yours. You cannot go in there with change even any bit of jealousy, like none, because it will eat at you. I promise you that. Get off the door.
With you saying that about the insecurities and everything, in any relationship, polygamous or monogamous, I'm sure that still comes up in your mind here and there. You feel me? So how would you go about handling a situation as such? Let's say your female ain't picking up the phone, or if she is, and you just feel like it's a certain vibe or something that she's not being 100 with. Either or, you know what I'm saying? So how would you go about something like that? Or have you even experienced a level of insecurity within yourself where you had to check that at the door?
Okay, first, it wouldn't be, if you're in an open situation like that, you wouldn't really be calling, asking questions. So you wouldn't be nothing that you wouldn't be 100 about.
Okay.
Because, like, what would you be asking? Better that they're having their time. So you honestly might not get the phone picked up. You have to understand that as well. You have to understand that this is them having their personal time. They probably saw that you called, and they're not that they're having sex, but they're in their moment having their time.
Yeah.
But as long as they are respectful enough to hit you with the text, like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I was spending time with such and such. I didn't want to interrupt that, but I'm good, I'm okay, I'm safe," etc., etc. Like with mine, she has a friend that she goes see. They're not sexual or anything like that, and she'll text me when she gets there. Won't hear from her the whole time. Don't worry about it. And then she'll let me know, okay, how you? She'll say, "Oh, I'm good. How are you? I'm good." And then she'll text me when she's on the way home. But I know that she'll do her best to answer my call or text if I need her. But what would I need her for? I got the kids. I'm at home. Everything for me. Nothing you could do anyway if I called you. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to say don't be jealous, because it's natural for humans to be jealous. But you have to, even if you are going to be jealous, you have to keep it in check, because you agreed to do this. If it's something that you can't agree to, you have to be an adult enough to talk about it. You're like, "This isn't for me. I don't like this." And then you have to be an adult and know that you might have to go your separate ways because of that. Because, like, the poly life is not for everybody. It's a lot more difficult than a monogamous relationship, because you have to have a level of openness with your partner that is hard to have.
I got another. Go ahead, brother. I didn't want to cut you off. I'm sorry.
All right, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Oh, so I'm gonna say this. Over these last 3 weeks, y'all been keeping me hip to just really this lifestyle, because I don't know nothing about it. I just thought it was something that was practiced in the Middle East, and y'all telling me this, I'm like, damn, black folk doing this too. So so I'm like, that's what's up.
Black folk, we came here.
But my question is, how is pregnancy and pregnancy scares handled?
What do you mean a pregnancy scare?
Oh, that was gonna be my question.
I'm sorry.
What is pregnancy scare?
Wow, hello. Yeah, I'ma leave all that in there. I like that.